So that's why he was at Jimmy Jazz. He was promoting. I forgot what he was promoting. I don't know if it was some Nikes or it was some Timbs. It was something he was promoting. That's why he was there.
Because he did a little freestyle.
Yeah, that too. Was like, yeah. So yeah, besides him and Ghost are probably the only two dudes who still, like, as far as the fashion culture is concerned, they care about those two dudes.
Cameron too a little bit.
No, I mean as far as Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, okay.
Yeah, as far as Wu-Tang is concerned. But so yeah, I mean, Raekwon is that ill individual as far as I'm concerned.
Colorful dude, man.
Probably one of the best hip hop albums of all time. Only built for Cuban links.
Wait, what do that mean, colorful dude?
Colorful dude mean, charismatic, you know what I'm saying?
Because you can't say that shit nowadays.
Character.
Somebody's a colorful dude.
Lord.
That's why I asked. I asked. Yeah, I know I'm right.
The real definition of colorful. I know
you know I'm right. Thank
you. But Ray is, I mean, like I said, Ray is a unique individual, and we all got to learn, whoever that watched the Hulu special with the Wu-Tang joint.
Yeah.
You got to learn a lot about Ray, who he was before Wu-Tang started and all that. And it's ill because it's real deep that the shit that still bugs me up to this day is that how him and Ghost are so close, and they had so much beef. They had hardcore shooting at homeboys, shooting at my mom's kids beef. And to the point now that them dudes are like the best friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So total respect for each other, you know, because how they got down. Like, yo,
exactly.
You ain't nothing to fuck with me neither.
Right. Yeah, and it's like sometimes you see something of you in that person that you want to kind of like develop or get out, but you can't, but you like hating on it because you don't know how to like appreciate it or whatever. So it could be like, oh, fuck out of here, I'm just gonna envy this dude or whatever. But it'd be those two dudes that be like the closest, like you can't tell them shit after they squash their beef.
Yeah. I'm still bugging the fact that you said he's 50, B. I really don't believe that, son.
50?
No way, man.
Who's 50?
Raekwon
is 50. You can't believe that.
But that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You know
we can't believe it because first, I mean, maybe
he's been out forever.
They call Jay.
So he's 50.
He the old head. He the old man.
Yeah, exactly.
They be dissing Jay, but now you
find out. That's not a diss, though.
On the low, they do.
Yeah, people be dissing
Jay.
You
know. But now you know, Salah, you know, the God is 50. And he do it at a high velocity, you know what I'm saying? He still put good work out there. And he's all across the board, give respect everywhere. You be like, yeah.
I'm not buying this, son. This nigga's not 50, son.
Why not?
Well, Dre, how old you want him to be, Dre?
46.
I mean, clean? Come on, that's bullshit.
No. The reason why I'm saying that...
Let him enjoy his 50 circle.
It's still hard to believe that Jay is 50, to be honest. I know
it's not.
You know why? Because...
No, it's not. He an old head. He's a family man now.
Everybody to you was kind
of he's
a
businessman.
I knew he was old when he was young.
That's true. But I didn't know.
Shit, they think I'm old.
Who think you old?
They think I'm old.
You?
He thought I was old.
It's a bed, son.
Exactly.
It's a bed.
So come on.
The Grizzly Adams, B.
And another thing that Ray brought to the game, I don't want to say he brought it to the game, but for some reason people affiliate him with all the polo fashion and everything like that. But he's not the first.
And he had on polo at Jimmy Jazz.
No, that's what he wears. He wears low. He been wearing low for a minute.
Yeah, like he was decked out with it.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I mean, if we want to talk low, as far as hip hop are concerned, as far as like who's like one of the couple of first dudes, I would say Ziggy and them. Okay, remember Ziggy from Harlem?
Yeah, Toss It Up, brother.
Toss It Up, brother. Those dudes, because they were low heads. They were low. They were actual real official low heads.
Special ed.
Special Ed's crew. Yeah, man. Those dudes are official.
Prancer, shout out to Prancer.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you wouldn't know.
Oh my.
No, but what I'm saying is that the whole low movement now is big.
Cause you know who I thought about?
Who?
Kanye.
No.
Right, take it easy. But I just thought about Kanye when y'all said the polo shit. That's it.
Well, Ye got it. Ye. Nah. Ye wears low. There's a difference between wearing low and being a low life.
Okay.
These low life dudes, they rob for low, they steal for low. They was hardcore into the low shit where they would run up inside stores and grab raps and run out stores. This is what they did. Yeah, this is what they think. And this is during the time where you remember Decepticons? You heard about the Decepticon cruise?
No.
Damn.
This is old New York, man.
Yeah, these dudes like they ran New York. They was like
still that
kind of like the gang, one of the gangs, but it was more about. Nah, these was fucking.
No, they was a damn.
Yeah.
It was what it was.
They went to your school.
They started at Brooklyn Tech.
Yeah, they started at Brooklyn Tech.
Oh,
You would think
graphics
because Brooklyn Tech is a specialized school where you had to be a smart motherfucker to get in there.
That's where the original.
It doesn't, and that's where the base was for the Decepticons.
Wow.
The base.
Well, there was always
and that's right
I
downtown.
would say it's a contention, but it was a thing between tech and graphics being the home base of operations. But the leader, Meg, rest in peace, Meg, came from Brooklyn Tech.
Yeah.
And a lot of people from Brooklyn Tech were Decepts.
Yeah, man.
And Fort Greene area, right there, boom.
I mean, you cats dodged a mad bullet, man. And I'm just saying that your generation. What I'm saying is because the way school was back then, the way school is now, it's totally different.
You couldn't walk down certain blocks if you didn't know nobody.
And going to school was you had to be. It was an adventure, but at the same time, you had to, you had to be on your shit. You couldn't be too fresh. You couldn't be too fresh because cats see you too fresh. Where you from or who you know that you got all this gear on and think that you could just come through like this?
Do that?
Yeah. The cats should just strip you, straight up strip you. Be going home straight up naked.
Nah, they gotta get shot.
B.
Ain't nobody stripping me. They like that, man.
Yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do if 30 niggas run up on you? What you gonna do?
I'm gonna come back and pop all 30 niggas. Yeah. Oh no, I'm gonna go home, take the L. But I'm coming back though.
Come back to what?
The same day.
You say come back to what?
Come back to what?
You by yourself?
No, me and 50 of them.
No, those 50, those dudes, like 40 of them know them.
So
it's not.
Whoa!
If anything is gonna be squashed, if anything is gonna be squashed.
No.
The most accessible gun that was that could get you like that was maybe the Tech with the air holes or the Uzi.
Wait, you just
you
said
had to be about something to get all
You just said the 30 niggas that robbed me, the 40 niggas that I bring back knew the 30 niggas?
Some of them. They might. Yeah.
Oh, then they gotta fight.
Yeah.
No, ain't no fighting. No, it's either gonna get squashed
or
they better
or
fight
you might get
squashing it.
And it depends on how big your clout is,
Oh.
you'll get your shit back. You might get your shit back,
I'm
depending on who. There y'all.
Or you can shoot the fair one.
Oh yeah, you shoot the fair one.
Shoot 5 minutes or something like that.
I kill him. Y'all went through that?
Why you do that?
His school, maybe these two had school. My school
How did y'all go to school at?
He went to Tech.
Well, even before Tech, I went to Schuyler, so that was in Bushwick.
Went to
Bushwick High School.
Wait,
that used to happen every day.
See?
Every day. I didn't make it past 6th grade, man.
And all that.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Schuyler had.
I might as well just walk with a gun.
You take a specialized middle school and you put in the middle of the hood back in '91. This is Dave Dinkins, man.
God, I wasn't even born.
Yeah.
He wasn't even born.
That was a specialized middle school.
Yeah. They got rid of all those schools now.
My 11. That was a specialized middle school too, right?
Which one?
My 11.
I think Twain. I know when I was going to school, Schuyler was one and Mark Twain was
See,
one.
I
heard of Mark Twain.
All of these schools, I don't know if they even exist anymore because now they put like 3-4 schools.
Yeah.
With some Lachlan and all this.
Yeah, they box them in one building and all that shit.
And speaking of schools, this is a dope segue to talk about my
Exactly.
man and about what he's.
Exactly. There you go.
That's a perfect segue.
Yeah.
Very well.
That was the alley-oop, kid.
There you go.
Rondo style, baby. Rondo. But yeah, let everybody know what your organization is about.
Gymnasium.
KB.
KB Gymnasium, Kids Brain Gymnasium, man. So this thing is very personal for me, man. So before I got into finance and doing all this entrepreneurial stuff, man, believe it or not, I used to be a teacher, man.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
You?
Yeah, I was a social studies teacher teaching in the South Bronx, man.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait a
Man.
minute. You went to school to be a teacher?
The dirty ass.
Well, actually, I went to school to play football, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I was a college football player, and I wasn't Justin Tuck or Michael Strahan, a little bit too short. And so it didn't work out, so I didn't know what I wanted to do, man. And I thought about, the most impactful individuals of my life, and it was like my football coaches, my teachers. So I got down with the Teach for America bit, man. And
you did Teach for America thing?
Yeah, commuting down in the South Bronx, man.
It's a brother job.
Yeah,
Come on now.
yeah.
Give it up. Give it up.
Yeah.
Now, kids with brains.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, that's
look,
a
man.
beautiful title right there.
Yeah, man, look, I mean, that's common sense. Everybody has a brain, right? And so our belief is this, right? And this is personal for me, going back to that point, and one of the reasons why I left the school system was like, and we all knew how we were growing up, right? it was not permissible to be talking in classrooms. Everyone sat in single aisle, right? The smartest kid in the class was the kid that could, you know, recite some senseless fact like what's the capital of Kansas. He sit in the front, right? And that kid was not smart, but think about where we at right now in the world, right? I could go to Google or Yahoo and get information in a nanosecond, right?
So easily.
Right. So everything they was basically drilling to us was content, right? The world's changed, right?
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do. Sorry, brother.
No, go ahead.
Okay. So what we're really trying to do, right, is we're trying to step away from just content. We're trying to teach kids to be critical thinkers, right?
There we go.
How to communicate and how to collaborate. How many smart dudes you know that they just don't know how to get along with people, man? I don't even like that dude.
Socially.
Conflict resolution stuff.
Right? Yeah. So you know, so what we're doing is this concept you probably hear us throwing around is called executive function. Right, executive function, self-regulation skills, and basically what that is, man. Everybody here has set goals, right? And you look at the end of the year, or you maybe look at the end of your workday, like, why didn't I accomplish my goals? And kids have goals, right? So when we talk about executive function, we're talking about planning, we're talking about focusing, right? We're talking about stimuli, right? So there's a lot of distractions in the world. You got to be able to pick up on what those distractions are and fend them off, as you like to say, right?
Yes, sir.
You got to fend them off, and then, you know, we talk about cognitive flexibility, and that's being able to be fluid and move back and forth. I started this one task, and then, you know, my mom's calling me, I got to do something else, but I got to be able to come back and flip to that.
Cognitive flexibility.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're trying to do, man. So we got what we call our amped up philosophy.
Yeah, I saw that at the bottom.
Yeah, definitely want to get that.
Is it an acronym? Is it the acronym?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an acronym, man, and it really dovetails itself with executive function and what each letter for that acronym stands for. A is attention, right? That's necessary.
Definitely.
M is for memory, right? P is for process of information. E is for engagement of others. So can you get along? Can you collaborate? D is for development of solutions, right? We're in a world right now, like I said, a plethora of information, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to figure out which information is vital and necessary to solve a specific problem, right? It's like a quadratic equation. We just listen to Wu-Tang, right? So, you know, straight mathematics.
That's right. That's right.
You know, we got use of rules, right? You got to understand the rules, but not only understand the rules, know how to manipulate the rules. We see those cats at the top of the house. That's what they're doing, right? They know how to manipulate rules and use it to their advantage, right? And then, you know, P, the most important thing for all of us cats is patience and persistence right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I want to put that in kids, man, because too many shorties, they're getting up and they flexing and they can't come back. They get upset. They can't handle, man. And that's what we're trying to build real bosses.
I was about to ask the same
What
thing.
age group is the focus? Or do you even have a bracket?
No, we definitely do have a bracket, right? You got to look at the market. You got to segment it, right? You all heard the terminology that kids are sponges, right?
Yeah.
Kids are malleable, right? So we want to get to them early, man. And like I said, this is personal for me. I got 2 little girls. Good night, Channing Layton. Hopefully you guys, you hear that and you can go to bed, right? I love you guys very much. And, you know, like, I thought about them. And they're malleable, right? They change. Like, I had my kid in this program that we created December 7th. She'd come to the crib. We used to just whip out the iPad. And the iPad today is television, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it, but I understand it.
You get it, right?
They're trying to substitute that screen time in schools now.
Man, there's a lot of crazy
smart board and
yeah.
but that's all.
But then you got. Sorry to interrupt. I work with kids or I work 3 and 4 year olds. These 3 and 4 year olds got their own damn iPad.
Yeah, I heard they're allowed to take them home and everything.
No, yeah, the mothers is bringing it to them, but they just bringing it to them because they want them to be quiet and they don't want them to be itching and moaning or whatever. Right. But it's nothing educational on that iPad. It's all actual games and YouTube and all that.
See, but I mean, as a parent also, there's a thin line between something educational and just getting them to just be like, yo.
No, I understand that, but I'm talking about all the way to a point where you got an iPad or an iPhone or a fucking tablet for him from 3 to 4, and he know how to work it.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be telling Mr. John what's on YouTube. I know how to get there. He shouldn't be telling me that he don't know how to write his name or his ABC.
And this is the kids that's in Europe.
And
And this is what 3 to
5 kindergarten, universal pre-K. No, come on.
He's in that educational field as well.
Yeah, I work at a daycare.
Okay, bro.
Yeah. But it's like y'all giving it to them just to be quiet and you know just like disregard what they're going through. But it's like that's teaching them and they don't know to spell their name yet. Like, come on.
Yeah. They don't know how to communicate with people.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen something real funky, right? I had a friend of mine who was a teacher, right? And she was talking about that there was like a dance for 7th graders. right? You know, you have the school dance. We all
Yeah.
know
Oh,
that,
well,
right?
yeah.
That's
So
yeah.
seventh
That's
grade?
yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
not for
yeah,
seventh
yeah,
grade. It
yeah,
used to be
yeah.
like the eighth grade.
Eighth grade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
eighth
right.
grade,
Eighth
but not
grade.
seventh grade, because that's the sing. It's like the singing dance.
Nah, well, see, let me tell you, break it down. So 8th grade, you're right.
Yeah.
They had the dance in like the gymnasium.
Yeah.
But 6th and 7th grade be in the classroom. You know what I mean? Yeah, they break out the classroom. You bring your chips, your soda,
Yeah,
your
okay.
cupcakes, that kind of thing.
Usually
like
do that
right?
for somebody's birthday.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
the same
for
thing.
birthdays,
Birthday
you do
party.
that, yeah.
And I was tripping. She was like, you had boys on one side, girls
Yeah,
on the other
that shit
side,
still goes
and
on.
texting each other like, hey, you
Yeah.
want to dance?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, they
No,
texting and you
no.
want to
Nah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
nuance.
yeah. I can't even call that a millennial thing. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just a problem.
definitely not. Yeah.
Because I don't do that.
That's
Yo,
social
well,
awkwardness.
I'm walking up
and
to
that's
her.
why in your
Yeah, that's
amped
what
up, your amped up situation, amped up,
Yeah.
the philosophy in the middle of it is the processing of information.
That's right.
Right.
You know, which is very important because information is flying at you so rapidly. You got to be able to disseminate what's real and what's not.
Right.
Or what you need and what you
And
don't
what you
need.
need and don't
Yeah,
need.
Exactly.
That's right.
I mean, attention, I think, is a big thing too,
Mm-hmm.
especially with these kids. I mean, but I think a lot of it is not their fault
It's not.
because of the fact that is a lot of information coming and your attention span is everybody's attention span. I think even some of us as adults,
Right.
attention span has shortened as
Right.
years went on. Musically,
Pretty much.
everything, visually, everything. You know, it's hard to get us to sit down and just focus on one thing. Like I remember when I went back to school maybe about 6 years ago. I was like, you know, this is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, the funny thing is that I actually did better when I went back to school in my late 30s than I did when I was younger. But
Because you know you have to pay for that shit if you mess
maybe that's probably what it was. But I thought that attention was gonna be my problem
Mhm.
as far as being able to be like, okay, I could sit here for a whole 2.5 hours worth
Yeah.
of class, and I thought that was gonna be a problem because you know that's just the thing
Yeah.
nowadays, and they diagnose young kids nowadays
Yeah.
so easily with what is it,
ADHD.
Yes.
Yeah.
ADHD.
Diagnose your kids.
Easily.
Yeah.
Quick for that.
And sometimes it's not even about that. Sometimes it's just, you know, and like I said, I went to a certain point as far as being a teacher, and I stopped because my son was born, and I kind of grabbed. I'm thinking about. I'm definitely want to go back or do something in that field. But a lot of it is just testing.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's just some people just not great
Yeah, I'm
at testing.
horrible
That
at
doesn't make
testing.
you
Exactly.
dumb.
Yo,
It
right.
just means that you know
Yo.
you just need a little bit more time.
Hold on. I got a story.
Yeah.
Got a story. Because that testing shit is like, it
It's
will
over,
kill
and it's mad overrated.
It will kill your spirit. It
Yeah.
will kill your momentum. I was one of the best students in my school, right?
Mm.
I wasn't a great test taker. My Regis wasn't all that. But I did the class participation, my homework, quizzes, everything was
Always,
good, right?
yeah.
This is on the verge of graduating college, graduating high school, going to college, a college tour, right? I had all the credentials for this one college that I wanted. I think it was A&T, right? But they said my SAT scores wasn't it.
Yeah.
I'm like, but damn, I got all these certificates from like the mayors and all this shit. I got all these letters of recommendation. I got all these grades, but you gonna judge me off of one
Right.
Yeah.
fucking score?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, school not for me. Cause there's no way in the world you gonna turn me with all these fucking accolades that I got, but just one score. Yo, I felt so bad.
Now multiply your experience 100 times over,
Yeah,
100,000 times.
And you know what's crazy? I came
Yeah.
back home and I told my mother and my father, I was like, yo, I don't want to go back to school because everybody looking at me as a number.
They beat your ass.
No, they ain't beat my
No,
ass.
that's
No,
joking.
no, no.
Oh, if you don't get your
A Caribbean parent would have beat your ass.
Your iPad
Nah,
carry.
they didn't beat my ass because on my father's side, I believe I was the first one that was going to college or
okay.
whatever, right? So my pops understood that. My mom was like, all right, you could fit